All right, so summer is obviously here. There's a lot of different options for footwear, but I wanted to go ahead and focus on top 10 summer vacation sneakers for 2021. Basically, I get asked this question all the time, like which sneakers do you want to wear on vacation? And I've done that video already that did pretty well. This is kind of an updated version of that. These are comfort sneakers, primarily ones that I would recommend to people that I just personally would want to wear. Some of these are going to sound familiar to other videos that I've posted, but since I've done that last video, there's definitely some new options out there that I wanted to mention. Anyways, my list might look a lot different than your guys's, so go ahead and leave a comment in the comment section on what your top 3 choices are. Also, I did want to mention that if you guys are on the market for some new sneaker cleaner, I personally am sponsored by Reshoevn8r, and it is a company that I've been sponsored by for a while now, and one that I've stuck with because I really do believe in its product. If you guys haven't used the signature kit, it's really, really amazing. And for those people that are wondering, I do get a 10% off coupon code for you guys that will be linked in the description of the video. Go feel free to check it out. There is free shipping in the US as well, but the signature kit is about 50 bucks. Well worth it in my opinion because you get a lot of cool things. First of all, you get 3 different brushes. You get the Reshoevn8r sneaker cleaning solution. You also get some shoe trees and a laundry bag. And basically they have a patent on this laundry system and it works for a reason. Most of the sneakers that are going to be in this countdown are going to be perfect for this type of sneaker cleaner. But basically you just scrub down your shoes with water and then one of the 3 brushes provided. Then you will throw them in the laundry bag and then give it a deep clean in the wash, because honestly you can get the outside exterior of the shoe clean, but that inside grime can be nasty. So obviously laundry bag with the shoe trees help it hold the form. It's a really great product, and honestly one that could be a really nice premium gift for your friends and family out there that like sneakers as well. Again, my code in the description of the video for 10% off of your order. And last thing before we get into this video, the one runner-up that I wanted to mention to you, because technically it's not a sneaker, is the Adidas Cloud Foam Slide. It's definitely like an iconic staple at this point. Very, very soft, squishy, perfect for obviously beaches and sand and pools, sitting by the pools, Vegas, whatever. This is the slide that is probably the most common because it's super affordable, but like the lower end of like $15 whenever I post them on sale. Also, they're around $20 or $25, but then they have premium cork versions for like 80 bucks if you want to get fancy, or the Boost slide, the Adidas slides as well. But it's a great choice for your footwear. That is something that you can wear all summer long and recommended to be a nice pairing with any of the sneakers that I'm going to be talking about. If you're interested in buying a pair, check the link in the description of the video for those and any of the 10 pairs of sneakers that I'm going to get into. Let's start off with number 10. So the number 10 spot, I decided to go with the Nike Pegasus Trail 2, primarily the Gore-Tex version, but they do have a Trail 3 now that is available that actually has a couple improvements on it. Some of the pros about this shoe, personally for me, obviously it's summertime, so there's going to be a lot of outdoor activities. These are the ones that I kept coming back to time and time again. I went camping in these shoes and hiking in these shoes. It was just the one that was a great all-around condition pair of sneakers because of the Gore-Tex version, the one that I have. So if it was raining or not, like I was going to be protected. But it was all around a very comfortable pair of shoes as well. And for anybody that wants to do some sort of outdoor adventures but doesn't want to bring a ton of different shoes with them, either camping or like when you're going to a vacation house or something like that, this is a one-stop shop, the one pair you can wear through the entire thing and you'll be happy. The React midsole is nice and the traction is good also. The only con that I would throw out there is the heel of the shoe is a little bit weird. It sticks down a little bit low. And so sometimes when you put them on, it's kind of a little bit annoying to people when they put them on. So if you'd prefer the 3rd version, it's available and it has a higher heel collar on it than the 2nd version. And the alternative, if I wanted to throw one out there, is obviously the Pegasus 37 or the 38. 38 obviously being the newer version. 37s you can get on sale for a little bit cheaper. So the number 9 spot on the countdown is definitely one that's probably going to shock some people, and it's just an interesting one to throw in the mix, but it's one that I actually really enjoy, and my wife actually really enjoys her pair. She's worn her pair to the ground, and that is the APL Tech Loom Wave, or the Phantom. There's a couple different models out there, but the midsole is not soft and squishy. It's completely opposite from that. But I wanted to throw it in the mix for people that are looking for something that's really firm and that has some sort of a knit upper where it's nice and breathable and the midsole is a lot lower to the ground. It's a really different experience than soft, squishy, like Adidas Boost style midsoles. But for those people that want something firm, this is the one that I keep going back to. I honestly ride bikes with it, and it's one that you can run around the block with the kids or whatever. And it's a comfortable pair of shoes, even though it's not like squishy comfortable. The ground feel of it, because it does feel like you're running on something that's a lot firmer than anything else that I'm kind of used to. It just works for these shoes specifically. And the knit upper is really nice as well. They are pretty expensive too. Like the baseline model is like 165. Some of the ones I'm mentioning is like $200 for those. And APL sent me a bunch of these back in the day, and it's because of it I keep going back to it. And I'm honestly doing this video because they sent them to me a long time ago, and it's one that we have frequented over and over again. So it could be a good option for those people that are looking for something a lot firmer on the midsole, but want that breathable knit upper. It's a nice pairing in my opinion. And these ones actually deliver quite well. And as an alternative, which really isn't an alternative, but the APL slides, dude, I have a pair of those as well. And it's been one that I wanted to mention over and over again, and I haven't, but the APL slides are phenomenally good as well. They're expensive at like $100, but the materials on them are really soft. And because it's a summer theme, I thought I'd throw it in the mix. Number 8 spot is actually going to go to this shoe right here. This is the Brooks Aurora BL, which is a really interesting looking running shoe. It's one that I was very interested in seeing and getting my hands on. On the midsole, it says that it's nitrogen injected, and it is soft and pillowy and big and bulbous on the back. It's a crazy feeling midsole. It definitely feels really good on feet. And if you want a comfortable pair of sneakers on bottom of your foot, this is definitely one that offers an insanely squishy cloud-like ride. These ones run at about 9.1 ounces for a men's 9.5. They do fit me true to size, and the materials are really breathable on this as well. So if you're looking for something that's light, squishy, breathable, this is definitely a good option. The cons that I would have to mention though is the tongue is just super weird to me. It's like comfortable, but not. It's hard to explain. Like it does feel like almost sock-like because you could slide it in, and you have like an elastic underwear band at the top, and that your foot slides in, and that little underwear band like hugs to your foot. It's like basically wearing boxer briefs on your foot. Kind of weird, not really used to that. And because of that, it is a little bit snug on the tongue for me. And then the weird thing is the boxer briefs cut off right here, and then your toes are free, but the tongue runs to right here. It just has a weird sensation on foot because of that. Not bad, but it's just a little bit too invasive and huggy. So some people might get annoyed from that tongue. I'll have more of an update as I wear these more because these are fairly new as the time of me doing this video. But a very eye-catching, very crazy looking pair of sneakers, and one that I definitely think is pretty cool. These do cost $200 though, so they're a bit on the pricey side. But honestly, it's fun to try something different and new, and that's why I got these. And they are, again, soft, squishy, and cloud-like, so not a bad option. Number 7 spot on the countdown, I'm going to go with the Pickle Ricks. Now, the Yeezy Boost 380s is honestly probably one of the more comfortable pair of Yeezys out there, if not the most comfortable pair of Yeezys, and one of the sleeper ones out there, I think. People don't like this model too much. I don't know if it's the upper construction or just the hype is overall down. I mean, look at this colorway, right? Everybody hates this colorway. I got this one the lowest under retail, I think, of any Adidas Yeezy Boost sneaker on the market. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I got these for like $1.50 or so. Anyway, I like the shoe though. I have the Alien one, and then I have this one as well. You do have to go up a half a size in my opinion because they do fit a little bit snug, but the overall feel on feet is really good. The Encased Boost midsole on here is actually really good. Also, how it curves up so high in the back. When you step and you walk around in these, it's actually a nice little ramp up to that like heel-toe transition. These feel really good on feet. So it's kind of like one of those ones where it's surprisingly good, and one that I forget to mention over and over again. And I'm going to check the weight. They're kind of heavy though, 12.6 ounces on these. But if you want like a nice summer sneaker you can just throw on, wear around Vegas or whatever, yes, it's a little bit of an acquired taste, but honestly, it's not a bad shoe, and one that I thought I'd recommend. Just a comfortable pair of Yeezy Boost shoes. That's not the 350s. That's a little bit different, and because of that, I wanted to include it. I think that these are more comfortable than the 350s, but leave a comment in the comment section. Do you think I'm right or wrong about that if you've tried both? Moving on to the number 6 spot, we have the HOKA Clifton series. This is the Clifton 8. Clifton 7s are a great deal at like $100 right now or close to that. So that's also another alternative. I'll put links to both of them in the description as well as the rest of the shoes that I'm talking about. But this is a great shoe for that $130 price point. It's big and it's ridiculous. The midsole is massive. The cushioning is massive though, and that's the reason why I'm recommending it. For a summer pair of sneakers, one that's breathable, has max cushioning, and it's fairly lightweight as well. Let's see what these ones weigh. Yeah, 9.4 ounces, not too terrible. This is a really great offering for those people that want a very well-cushioned pair of sneakers and has a lot of a squishy feel when you step down in your shoe. I think that the breathability of these and everything else that I just mentioned are a great reason to try the HOKA Clifton 7 or 8. And primarily, I like these ones better, as I mentioned in the past, more than some of the other ones because you have like the rocker, the meta rocker thing, but it's not as severe as some of the other ones. I personally just don't love that whole rocker sensation, in a lot of the HOKA shoes out there, or a lot of the rocker shoes out there. But this one has a very mild version of that, and because of it, it's the one that I personally recommend over and over again. I've tried the flagship ones that are $200. I've tried these ones that are $130, but honestly, these ones are better for your money, in my opinion. At least if you're going after something that's soft, squishy, and comfortable, and all that other stuff like I'm talking about in this video. The overall stability is actually really good in these as well, considering how high of a foam stack these have in it. Very interesting design, but one that works, and not the most attractive. I mean, that's a con for me. I don't really love the look of them, but the padding, the cushioning, and the inside liner of the shoe is really good. I mean, this is a really comfortable pair of shoes at $130. So number 6 spot. This is an honesty check, but this is the number 5 spot for me, and this is the Crocs Classic Clogs. And 5 years ago, this wouldn't have happened, but since then, I've worn these a ton. My kids worn them a ton. And I gotta say, this is a great all-around summer comfort sneaker, summer vacation sneaker. I'll tell you, I actually wore a pair of these, this pair right here, to the beach. I forgot to bring shoes with me. I went to the beach for 4 days and wore these every single day to the beach, climbing up and down like 8 flights of stairs to get to the beach, walking around town, walking through the casino, and all out in the beach, washing them out in the sink really, really easily. This is a phenomenal technology that Crocs has developed and brought to us. It's honestly not very attractive, but it's one that I've grown to love. This is the Carrots collaboration that I absolutely love. Love this colorway. It's very bright, bold, in your face Carrots offering that they have here. But a couple reasons why I think they're pros is they're very, very comfortable. They have that Crocs Light technology, which is patented for Crocs. That's why they do so well. It also doesn't absorb odor, which is a huge plus also for those people that only wear these. I mean, they don't smell at all, and I've worn these a ton. They're super easy to wash. Another pro for me is I get to match my kid, man. My kid loves Crocs, and so he wears them all the time. You have it up like this so you can do the clog, or if you need that extra sport style, you can throw down the back and the spoiler and giddy up and hike up the hills or whatever you need there. In all honesty, there's some great collaborations in these shoes as well. And then I like the gibbets as well that they have on here. This one came with the Carrot ones, but obviously has some other ones that have a whole bunch of different shapes and styles and designs and stuff in all of the other gibbets. These are like between $30 and $60. Really, really affordable. And honestly, like, it should be something that you consider in your rotation. Maybe go on a vacation this summer to somewhere where people don't see you if you're embarrassed by them. Honestly, I didn't care, so I just wore them. The biggest con, though, is the fact that they're fugly. They're really ugly shoes, man. I mean, it's basically like me in my drinking life. I like Coors Light, this, and then I also like a nice rye whiskey as well, like a $100 bottle of rye whiskey or something like that. But I still sip my my Coors Light. That's kind of like, I have my expensive Jordans that are $1,000 or whatever. I also have my Crocs. So it's one that I recommend. It's definitely an interesting one, but it's honestly a great pair of sneakers, especially if you have kids. Dudes, I know you guys want your kids to look fly, and your Jordans and stuff, they're not going to wear them. Like, my kids kick them off as soon as you put them on their feet. My 2-year-old can put these on herself. Like, it's like, okay, put on your shoes, and she goes, boop, puts them on her. It's an awesome feeling to be able to have the kid do that, but honestly, they've taught me, and now I'm wearing them, and no looking back. I don't regret it, and here we are. All right, so number 4 spot for summer vacations. Honestly, I would recommend one of these 2 shoes right here. This is the Ultraboost line. We have the CC1, or this is the Climacool version right here, and then we also have the Ultraboost 21. I really, really like this shoe. I wore these, as I mentioned in the past many times, to Disney World, waited in lines, walked around for the entire park all day, morning to night, in this shoe. And it's not the softest, squishiest shoe on the market, but there's something about the firmness and the natural feel when you're walking around in these that just felt really, really good, and something that I really enjoyed. They're very breathable, and they're also snug and supportive, and they obviously are well cushioned as well. But all in all, I really like the way that these fit and feel, and it's one that I would bring on vacation with me again when I'm doing a lot of heavy walking. Also, the Climacool version, I wanted to throw out because they do have really nice breathable vents on the sides of the shoe that you probably don't even know is there. You also have a different knit pattern on the upper, and this colorway is really cool. They have a couple other colorways as well that are nice, but it's kind of like the Ultraboost 20, but a cooler version, literally, because of the cool vents on the sides. Very comfortable and a good option, and an alternative for the regular Ultraboost. That would be the alternative that I would mention, is just the regular Ultraboost DNA for those people that like that traditional Ultraboost look. Obviously, you can't go wrong with those as well. I also think that these are probably the most environmentally friendly pair of shoes out here because of Adidas' commitment to using that prime green and prime blue upper with the recycled polyester and the recycled Primeknit. I think that they're doing a tremendous job with that. So number 3 spot on the countdown, and one that I absolutely love, is this New Balance Fuel Cell Rebel V2. The fuel cell technology is so soft. I actually think it's the softest technology out of all the shoes out here. It's super squishy and incredibly good on feet. A couple of the pros, obviously, as I mentioned, super crazy soft midsole. The upper is really breathable. There's a detached tongue on it, which I actually prefer and like. And they also offer like a wide foot version of these sneakers, which is also a big plus for myself because I get the wide versions of them. They're one of the cheaper options out here as well at that $130 price point. And they're 7.4 ounces for a men's 9.5 wide, which is incredibly nice. Again, 9.5, so they do fit true to size in my opinion. $130, probably the softest and squishiest option you're gonna get. Probably the lightest and probably the most breathable. And all in all, like, this one is best in class, as I mentioned in the video, for these sneakers in that $130 price point. Number 3 spot on the countdown for a reason. The only cons that I would say is maybe the heel is a little too narrow. I wish this was a little bit wider personally. But other than that, man, these things are a home run in my opinion. Definitely a must try for somebody that's chasing that Ultraboost crazy squishy feel on feet. All right, so number 2 spot on the countdown goes to this one. No surprise here, but we have the Nike Invincible Run. And this one features that Zoom X midsole, which is incredibly big and squishy, and probably the softest and squishiest pair of Nikes on the market. You also do get a really crazy plush collar and liner in the shoe, which makes it extremely comfortable on feet. You have the Flyknit upper as well, which Flyknit is known for its breathability. And because of the huge butt on these things, the stability of these are actually really good as well. If you haven't tried these shoes and you've tried any other Nike React model on the market and it wasn't soft and squishy enough for you, you have to give these ones a try. I think one of the cons that I would mention is Nike didn't market it as they should have, with the midsole looking exactly like a Nike React shoe. It's not Nike React, man. It's a full-length Nike Zoom X midsole, which is their flagship soft, squishy sneaker technology. So in my opinion, this one is a must try for Nike fans out there. If you only can wear Nike, I had a Nike employee ask me recently, what should I bring to Hawaii with me? I told him to bring these ones for sure because they are incredibly good on feet. A couple other cons that I would mention though is they're not as light as expected. I mean, they look like they're light, but these are 10.4 ounces, which is surprisingly heavy considering it has that full-length Zoom X midsole, unfortunately. And the other thing that I mentioned is they do feel a little bit hollow when you're walking around. I don't know how else to describe it, but when you're walking around, that little feel, it just feels like hollow. Maybe it's because of the density of the midsole, I'm not really sure, but it is very different and very interesting. Alternatively, I would mention that the Nike Infinity React 2 could be something if you are not interested in these and you want something that's a little bit firmer, then this is probably the better way to go if you don't want as soft and squishy. So both of these are really good, but primarily I would recommend this one. I'd say fit is true to size, and I think they retail at like $160 or so. All right, so we made it to the number 1 spot. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. If you guys did, drop a like on the video, please. It definitely helps support that YouTube algorithm, as people say. But basically, we have this guy as the number 1 spot, and you know, I always keep coming back to this shoe. In the last couple years, I've worn this shoe on a number of occasions, Hawaii and Florida and everything else. This is the New Balance 1080 V11, the newer version. I had the V10 as well, and it's been love ever since this model. They also offer wide foot versions of these shoes as well, which I do prefer. But this is an incredible shoe on feet. And really, like, the inspiration behind this video is for me just talking to friends moms and dads of like what shoes that I would recommend for a vacation, summer vacation. This one is probably my favorite one that I personally wear on vacations all the time. I'll be bringing this pair to Hawaii with me, no question. But breathable upper, first of all, very nice, breathable, stretchy upper. The collar is really nice, soft, and feels really good. Not as padded as some of the other ones, but I don't want the extra padding in the summertime. I like the fact that it's soft and light, and I love the fact that it's lighter. This one weighs 9.7 ounces, so a little bit heavier than the Fuel Cell ones. If you want lighter, then that's a better way to go. But for some reason, this one I like better than the Fuel Cell, probably because of the heel to toe transition is so good. You feel a lot of squish in the forefoot of the shoe, but also in the heel strike of the shoe. The Fresh Foam X technology, it was just, again, love at first sight. The first time I tried these on, love at first squish, if you will. The heel toe transition of squishing in these was so satisfying. It felt great on feet. And it really brought back that nostalgic first time you try on the Ultraboost sensation. Anytime I think about that, this is probably the next in line shoe that I'm like, yep, that was the one where I was like, okay, I finally found something that was really good and we're sticking around. And here we are a couple years later, and this still is in my countdowns, the newer versions of them, because it's so good. So the pros: comfort, fit for wide feet versions, breathability, squishy midsole, has that natural motion feel. The only con, if I had to throw any sort of shade toward these sneakers, is the design. I don't love that weird little like lines up the knit of the sides of the shoes. It's just that part of it, and the weird like shapes on the back, just they kind of clash. I don't like the look of that. If they changed those two things up, I would probably be all aboard with the style of the shoe even. But man, this is a shoe. If you haven't tried these shoes, try these shoes. I'm pretty sure New Balance does a return policy. You can check the link in the description, take you over to the site and explore, because these are incredible on feet, and one that I absolutely love wearing on vacation. So that's my number one choice, man. I've had to go over this countdown and I've rechanged the position of the ranking over and over again, but for some reason these ones always come out on top. And it's crazy because both of these are some of the best technologies in the market, and they're both from New Balance. And I have a love affair with all of these different sneaker cushioning technologies, but New Balance has, I think, my favorite two out of everything out there. And there's some really, really good stuff out there that I've reviewed from a lot of different companies. But that's my thoughts. What is your top three, though, for vacations? What do you go with? What have you tried recently that basically you really, really liked or worked well, or what didn't work well? Even at that. But thank you guys for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. And again, if you guys want to buy any of these, link in the description. If you guys want to use Reshoevn8 sneaker cleaning products, 10% off, link in the description as well. And honestly, you could clean any of these sneakers with Reshoevn8 and it will work really, really well. But thank you again for watching. Hopefully have a good rest of the day, and maybe we'll see you guys back here for some more videos. All right, peace guys.